Here at Pratimoksha, we've had the chance to work with so many companies across Dubai, and we've definitely noticed a pattern. Everybody wants to support their team's health, which is fantastic. But so often, the solutions feel more like a box-ticking exercise. So today, let's kind of push back on that and look at corporate wellness through a totally different lens.
So let's just get right to it. Chances are, your company offers a gym benefit, right? It's that standard line item in the budget, gets renewed year after year, and we don't always think too much about it. But I want us to just pause for a second and really ask ourselves, is it actually working? Is it solving the problem it was meant to solve? In our experience, this is usually where the wires get crossed. You see, most wellness programs miss the mark, and it's not because of bad planning or anything like that. It's because they're built on a flawed assumption. They're starting from the wrong question altogether. And this gets to the absolute core of our philosophy here. See, a gym is built to answer one specific question. How do we help employees exercise? But what we do with our corporate yoga program, well, that's designed to answer a completely different and honestly a much more urgent question for today's teams. How do we help them truly recover? And that distinction, that's everything. Mixing up exercise and recovery. That's the #1 mistake we see in corporate wellness. It's how you end up with programs that look great in a brochure but do absolutely nothing to fight the real stress and burnout your team is facing day in and day out. Okay, so how does this actually play out in the real world? Let's take a look at who's really using these benefits. This is what we call the uncomfortable truth, or the utilization gap. I mean, just look at this divide. That huge slice, that 85%, that's most of your team. These are the people dealing with high stress, sitting at a desk all day, the ones who are just plain exhausted. And guess what? They're not going to the gym. The ones who are going, that little 15%, they were probably already active to begin with. And this is so important to understand. This has nothing to do with willpower or character. It's just physiology. It's a totally predictable outcome. When your team's nervous system is just running on empty, the last thing they can even think about is adding a tough workout to their day. It's not just unappealing. For a lot of people, it's literally out of reach. And that's exactly why our program is designed the way it is. We remove all those barriers. We come right to your office, so there's no travel time. We make it fit right into the workday. You don't need any background in fitness, none at all. But the real magic, it's designed to meet your people exactly where they are, even when they're totally wiped out, and help them build back up as a team. All right, so we've talked about the problem and how we look at it differently, but what does that actually look like in terms of results? What's the real impact over, say, a year? Let's compare them head to head.
So when you look at this table, it's pretty clear the outcomes aren't just a little different, they're in a completely different ballpark. A gym benefit, helps a few people. But our corporate yoga program, it delivers real, measurable results for the whole organization. We're talking about stress reduction you can actually measure, team cohesion that you can feel in the office, inclusiveness that means everyone can join in, and really importantly, actual relief for all that neck, shoulder, and back pain from sitting at a desk.
And it actually goes even deeper. This isn't just about showing up for a class once a week. We're teaching skills that last. Your team will learn these incredible techniques for self-regulation, for real recovery, that they can use every single day. And think about what that does. It sharpens focus. It leads to better decisions. It improves how people work together. That value just keeps compounding over time.
And that idea of compounding brings us to something that's at the very heart of Pratimoksha, creating wellness that is for every single person on your team, everybody.
A typical gym benefit, it actually leaves a lot of people out, doesn't it? Think about the senior members of your team who might have joint pain, or employees dealing with chronic conditions. What about new parents who are just surviving on no sleep? A traditional gym environment, it's just not for them.
And this is where a core teaching from our founder, Lalitha Vishwanath, really shines. She's always taught us that yoga isn't about some perfect, idealized version of a person. It's about being genuinely accessible to the real person who's right there in front of you, in that moment.
That's why our yoga therapy approach is so fundamental to our work. We're not just accommodating people's needs. That feels like an add-on. No, our programs are built from the ground up to include everyone. Inclusivity isn't an option. It's the starting point. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Let's talk numbers. Let's talk about the investment. Because when you're managing a wellness budget, you absolutely have to know you're getting the best possible return on that investment. This is a really simple but powerful way to look at it. If you stop looking at the total cost of the program and instead look at the cost per person who's actually engaged, the story changes completely. Because our programs get so many more people involved, and from across the whole company, your investment just goes so much further. You're getting way more impact for more of your people for every dirham you spend. But the numbers are one thing. The real ROI, the most important return, isn't about money. It's about having a team that is resilient, a team that is present, a team that can handle pressure with a clear head. That is what success really looks like. So, I want to leave you with one final thought, one question to really chew on. I want you to imagine your whole team, not just that 15%, having the tools and the shared space for real, genuine recovery. What could that team achieve? With that renewed energy, that collective focus, just think about it. The possibilities are pretty incredible.